Warm greetings. Welcome to today's session of Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water. This session is conducted with the support of Water Resources Council of the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and in collaboration with W4W Foundation. My name is Dr Bhargav and I'm going to be the host for the session today from WRC and W4W Foundation. We are glad to start this conversation, namely Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water, which we co-equally refer as Blue Lips. The conversation is aimed to share the worries and the wisdom by the women, for the women, of the women in the water sector. In here, we hope to learn about the water endeavors of the women in a regular, disciplined manner like a masterclass. Today in this session, we are here to listen and know more about Dr. Anindita Sarkar. Thank you so much, Anindita, for agreeing to take this session. It is going to be a candid conversation. But before I invite you for the interaction, let me just have a brief introduction of you, put it on record. And I hope you are okay that we are live as well as we are recording. Dr. Professor Anindita Sarkar is a senior researcher at the Center for Development Research, ZDF, at the University of Bonn and Professor of Geography at the Miranda House, University of Delhi. With over 2 decades of experience, our work focuses on water governance, climate change, adaptation, and environmental justice across South Asia and East Africa. She has collaborated with global institutions including IWMI, CGIAR, ACIAR, and the World Bank, and has widely published in leading journals. She is also the author of Water Insecurity and Water Governance in Urban Kenya, and the editor of 2 Springer volumes on climate change and gender. I'm going to keep it short because today the conversation is about Anindita, the girl, the woman in the water sector. And we are, of course, going to discuss around water, but it is more an ethnographic study, as we call it, autoethnography. I hope you are fine, Anindita. There are going to be some questions about you, your life, your journey, your career. Shall we start?
Yes, I'm very excited and I'm very nervous also that it's such an impromptu conversation.
Yes. And also, thank you so much. Welcome back, because you have also been a formal speaker in Friday Waters book reading when we read your book and had a very detailed discussion on your publications. But today, we are keen to understand the girl who actually started swimming into the water sector, and where is she now and what is she up to. So I want to take you back to some years ago, probably a couple of decades of your journey. As in, when did you realize that you belong to the water sector? What was it going on? What were you studying? What were you working on? What happened that you fell in love with working in the water sector?
Yes, it's such a value-loaded question, but let me think and tell you when I started working on water. So I was doing masters in JNU, Center for Study for Regional Development. And we had to write term papers. So I remember in the 4th semester, I had my specialization as agricultural geography, and CSRD is known for its interdisciplinary education. And because my specialization was on agriculture geography, that's why we had to do courses on agricultural economics, natural resource management, like empirical methods in agriculture. So it was absolutely multidisciplinary. So in the course on natural resource management, there was a term paper, and it is by chance my term paper was on rice wheat cropping patterns and irrigation, something like that. I had no clue what am I going to do. And my supervisor said, and no, there was this Professor Bhalla he was Professor Emeritus, and he used to work a lot on Punjab and Green Revolution. So I thought, let me also do something on that. And it was very unconventional. Usually in our center, people would work on the state from where they come from. Our university was really like a mini country. We had students from all over the country belonging to different states, and invariably everybody will choose their own state from where they have come. But I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I came from Bengal. I wanted to work on Punjab. It was just a random choice because I wanted to see these Green Revolution and I was reading Vandana Shiva. I wanted to do that. So I had made these hand-drawn maps on rice wheat cropping pattern, and there was this map on the groundwater depletion blocks. So I had traced them and I have mapped them at that time. I remember ours was the first batch which got the ArcGIS and we started digitizing in my master's. This is in 2002. Before that, we used to do some hand-drawn maps for a term paper. So I got these two maps and I overlay on that one map on the other, which I saw that rice wheat cropping pattern exactly overlaps on the groundwater depleted zones. Later on, I did come up with a proper publication of these maps, which became like digitized in environment development sustainability. And then I realized, oh my God, there is this good relationship, which are these two simple maps, which I drew with hand. And I started working on it. I started really doing innocent, inquisitive research on it. And there began my water journey. And I actually found out people who work on groundwater, who work on groundwater markets. I mean, just like innocent search. And that's how I got Tushar Shah and Aditi Mukherjee. And I just knew them online. And later on, I came to know them in person and started working with them. Just because of that very childish hand-drawn maps, I would say.
That's interesting, but at least it's a true calling from yourself, I mean, and passion. And it was not really something where you saw some opportunity to do things and all it. You just basically, it's like flowing like water. So, so where are you flowing nowadays? I just read a brief bio at the start, but it will be a good idea to know.
Mansi, can you be a bit loud? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Because I had to put a microphone here. Can you hear me now? Better? Is it better?
Yes, now it's good.
Sorry.
Thank you.
There is some noise here, so I had to put my microphone here.
Okay.
So just wondering, because how it has been since then, and because I introduced you very briefly, so I would like to know where are you flowing, what are you doing, and through you, I mean, especially in terms of, not only career, but how do you feel when you look at over these years? It has been water all over, I can see from your bio as well, the detailed bio. But what's going on these days? What are you working on? I know you have a book call also for edited volume.
Yeah. That is. So I think in terms of my publications now, I'm working on, we just finished exploratory fieldwork in Nepal. So we are looking at feminization of agriculture and where migration is used as an adaptation strategy, which is very bizarre because women are getting double burdened. So this interfaces with, we have these three main papers. One is on water insecurity and climate change adaptation. One is on drinking water and the science technology studies, actually, politics of pipes in the villages. And we look at how the geography, the physical geography of caste is alienating them from the infrastructure because of their location in space as well as in society. And the third one is we are looking at the groundwater extremes, which is a part of a networking grant that I'm planning with IDS Sussex, UCL, University College London. So we have this groundwater environmentalist, sociologist, climate scientist, hydrologist.
I can
so
see some more names coming for our session.
Yes. I will give you few more names. I have done recently.
You have been a wonderful patron for us to run the shows.
Yeah, so we are trying to see that groundwater extreme. So in like in drought-prone areas, there are floods now. In flood-prone areas, there are droughts now, and how groundwater acts as an adaptation strategy. And sometimes it's new research also says that groundwater irrigation has become maladaptive, leading to more
Okay.
depletion and desertification.
Okay.
So that's it. And then I'm very compassionate on working on groundwater futures and solar irrigation pumps. And
Okay.
I think I met you in that
Yes.
solar
Yes.
project
Yes.
consultation.
Yes.
Remember, I had
Yes.
presented there.
Long
And
time. That's already
yeah,
long
long
time now.
time. And
Yes.
I am super, super excited to work on it because my initial work of my PhD was on how free electricity leads to land alienation and creating of water lots.
Okay. Yeah.
When farmers lose access to water, they lose access to their land. And
Okay.
I want to see solar as free energy and how it acts in unequal spaces of
Okay.
land ownership, social inequality, those kind of things.
Wonderful. I really bring this question up so that our guest or speaker of the day feels comfortable to that we have had some talk on profession. So we will keep all this aside and now start talking about something very interesting. I'm sure you must have also faced this narrative and also faced in real because the water sector has some kind of taboo about who can join and who are not able to join. And in that taboo lies the patriarchy. And one of the taboo is also about that water sector inherently, a society's perception is that it is engineered or engineering aligned sector. Just like to understand from you what kind of activities have really intrigued you, and you already mentioned that what is of interest to you, but what I mean by this question is doing research, desk work, going to field work. What really excites Anindita more in the span of work that you do? I mean, every project has all kinds of phases, but I'm sure there are certain pages that excite you more and certain pages you have to do because it's part of the project and so on and so forth. Where do you find yourself more, free like water in a, let's say in let's say
Yes,
different phases of water project?
I love doing field work, Mansi. I mean,
Okay. And that's
uh,
where the taboo lies actually, because
yes, I'm coming.
it's
I'm coming to
yeah, go ahead.
it. I really love doing field work. Really love
Mm-hmm.
doing field work, and I have been absolutely fortunate to be
Mm-hmm.
associated in Delhi University as a teacher, where there is compulsorily we're taking students for field used to take students for field work once a year. Then
Mm-hmm.
I have been also blessed to be in a lot of projects, so which also had this compulsory component of field work.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm trained in CSRD, which had these
Mm-hmm.
very rigorous field work where we
Mm-hmm.
had to, sleep in tents and be in the village with the villagers. So
Huh.
it's like it's in my blood doing ethnographic fieldwork
Huh.
to be with them. So
Hmm.
I really love doing fieldwork, and there are a lot of problems here.
Of
One,
course.
of course, there is safety,
Hmm.
especially when you do fieldwork in Kenya and India, where I have done fieldwork.
Hmm.
There
Hmm.
is, as a woman, there are safety
Yes.
issues.
Yes.
Then there are problems of social hierarchy.
Hmm.
Then there is caste. We did
Hmm.
field work in Rajasthan, and I
Huh.
remember I was with my colleague, and then in the village they asked our caste, and my
Huh.
colleague in the passing said that we are from the general caste, and did not mention exactly which caste we belonged. And then we were told, would you have to sit on the ground? And
Okay.
we were women, two women.
Huh.
So all the men, they sat on their khatiyas,
Khatia.
and two women, we sat on the ground and we did a focus group.
Huh.
And
That
like,
is
what?
interesting.
I mean, what? But then I said,
But
okay.
then
And they
that's
were,
part of learning.
yeah, so they were three students also. They were also very embarrassed. Ki, what are we going to do now?
Hmm.
Then one student came, should we have lied? I said, no, you did not have to lie. So
Hmm.
that is also a training that you have to
Hmm.
be
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
field. So you
Hmm.
have to make your respondents comfortable.
Yes.
So that was one thing.
Huh.
Then as a woman, we have to have our issues of managing home and
Yes,
health. So
yes.
throughout my pregnancy, I was doing fieldwork in Kenya,
Hmm.
in the slums. So
Hmm,
I
good.
suppose that's a
That
very,
was my next question. Good that you are answering. Please
yeah,
tell me
like this,
more.
I suppose only women
Natural.
will, yeah.
Yes.
So, and I never thought it was something different. I took it as part of my life, and
Uh,
yeah, all the women will have to do it, kind of a thing.
hmm,
I did
hmm,
not think I was sick or something.
huh,
Uh, so I just went along. But there
huh,
are times, Mansi, which I really want to mention that
hmm,
because you are a woman, you cannot do it. That was
hmm,
also one challenge I did face. So
hmm,
this was, for example, when I wanted to do my PhD in fieldwork
hmm,
in Punjab, and we used to
hmm,
have this big all staff meeting where the professors would come and
hmm,
question your proposal. So after proposal questioning and everything was done, everybody was very happy with
hmm,
the feasibility of the work and academic,
hmm,
whatever. Then I was told that how, as a woman, and you are a Bengali, you will go to this border district of Amritsar. I don't think
oh,
one a very, very senior male professor
hmm.
stood up to say that, oh, this is not
With
going
good
to.
intention, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, he
Yeah.
was concerned, I think. He's like,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no, no, this is not going to work out.
Hmm.
Anindita, this is not going to work out.
Hmm.
But at the same time, Mansi, my supervisor, also a very senior,
Hmm.
learned and old gentleman,
Hmm.
he stood up
Hmm.
and said that, no, I don't think
Hmm.
that should be the problem. If
Hmm.
academically it is sound and there are logistical issues, we will work out. Don't worry.
Hmm. Huh.
And yeah, so he said, fine. If you're taking responsibility of your student, who are we? So
Huh.
I got, I mean, what I mean to say is that I got a lot of support in the academia also,
Hmm.
both men and women.
Hmm.
And there were some issues which were inherent, and there
Hmm.
were some created because I was a woman. But I had really, I'm very blessed that
Hmm.
I had colleagues and teachers who stood up for
Hmm.
me.
Interesting. I want to bring this question you had briefly touched upon. Indeed, being a pregnant woman and being on the field is an extreme situation. But otherwise, also this comes out very often in conversation with a woman. And let me tell you, this is the right time to talk about it. Also, most of the women whom we were interacting in the beginning, and you are already my 85th session sample, as you know that, because this is also part of the research which we are doing, and having interviewed more than 100 women, because young women we took more numbers, 3 or 4 at a time. Uh, that one of the major issues women have in doing field work is of water and sanitation. While we are going to do water and sanitation, research. So that's the irony of the situation. And of course, apart from that, the social threats and other threats as well. But sanitation becomes a serious problem. But I want to pick that aspect of when you just started talking about being pregnant and going further. So I want to bring a question on family. I'm sure over the last two decades you have mastered that art, but we want to learn some mantras from you. You may have realized, as working professional who tries to find out passion and convergence of passion and profession, which I can feel from you, which I felt with Madhu Verma last week and Aditi Mukherjee the week before, that we are very few lucky people who have managed to bring our passion and profession at one place. But still, there is a third pillar in life, which is the personal family life. And often I have noticed, and correct me if you don't, if you disagree, that we kind of try to carry this baggage of superwoman syndrome, trying to do everything perfect here, perfect there, perfect, and somehow Hindi में बोलते हैं ठोकते पीटते over the years. Somehow over the years we learn that art somehow. I don't know where is the leverage, where is the tolerance, where is the compromise, and it depends on every individual and the immediate surrounding that individual is living with. What is Anindita's mantra to still hold that superwoman's crown and carry out her life with family and work?
I don't think, no, I don't think I'm a superwoman at all. And I
Okay,
don't think, and I do not aspire to be also.
very
I
good.
cannot.
That's the first
I
thing to
cannot.
let go.
That's not in my syllabus.
Huh.
So
But
I
when if
cannot.
we see from distance, we almost feel like superwomanish, I mean,
No,
when
no,
you're having
no, I'm
family,
not.
doing everything. So what's the mantra you have learned? And that you have arrived to this idea that, okay,
Yeah,
I am
I
not a
think
superwoman.
I don't know if I'm to be very honest. Two things I really follow. One, I whatever I do, I
Hmm.
try to do my best because I love doing it.
Huh.
That includes research or even cleaning my bookshelf or
Huh.
cooking for me and my family.
Hmm.
So whatever I do, and I do only those things that I enjoy,
Hmm.
really. And if I
Not
do
really
not
love what you
enjoy,
do, love what you do, or
and
do what
like
you love. Hmm.
exactly, like yesterday, whole day I did gardening. Not that I
Hmm.
had to do, but I love doing
Uh,
it.
I spent whole Sunday stitching, made 2 blouses. So that's
Yeah, so people would come and say, "Oh, you are so busy, but you have kept your in-house plants so well." But it's not that because I like
huh.
doing it, I did it.
Huh.
And things I do not like doing it, I just say, tell, I'm firm and polite, and I just say that, sorry, I'm not able to do it. Could you please do it for me? Or maybe that's not so important. It's okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in terms of my relationship with family also, I mean, whatever I do it. I never do it for them. Like
Hmm.
I will not cook for my husband. I mean, I love
Hmm.
to cook it. I cook, and then they maybe they are co-beneficiaries.
There are lucky people and
And
co-beneficiaries.
like with my son also, I apologize if I cannot do something. I say that I'm extremely sorry. I'm not able to do this. Would you do it yourself, or how should we do it? And they're absolutely okay because
Hmm.
I have already accepted I cannot do it. So there is no pressure that I have to do it.
You have to take it. Okay, wonderful to know
Like
that.
most of the time, it's my research on gender and water also. I realize that
Hmm.
women are
Hmm.
too pressured to become good women.
That is a superwoman syndrome.
Yeah,
I
so
use
if
the
you do
word.
not take that pressure and you tell them that I'm not good, well, I'm okayish, and these are the things I'm not good at and I am not able to do. It's okay.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
if they love you, their family, they will understand. But you have to express that very nicely with love and, with care and with respect, and have that genuine thing that I really cannot.
Hmm. Interesting, very interesting. So you see, with all these conversations with all of you, we are learning these little nuances and trying to find out, because somewhere the life of women gets juggled between doing the best in all, and whether it is expected from them, whether they expect by themselves, that's a completely an individual prerogative. But when we look through the conversations, we find that first of all, most of the women conversations are happening in water sector on vulnerable women. There are not many studies done on water professionals, women. So I mean, I'm taking the conversation to the next round of questions, and that is why I'm just linking it. I'm sure you have also noticed that even you are studying the probably majority time the women who are vulnerable to water security or water insecure families and like that. And this is where I find that these conversations which we are conducting is a kind of a niche research in a way, that what about the women who are studying the women, and of course the professional women, because we ourselves are minority in the water sector. The global stats tells us that it is 1 in 5 women is a water professional. 1 in 5 water professionals, sorry, is a woman. And in India, it even fares worse than 1 in 10. So we are already a
Okay.
minority in that sense. And I just wish to understand from you, uh, because we are trying to, through this research, and it's not only research, but also a way to celebrate women leadership. Because I have met some of the most wonderful women in my life through these conversations on Monday. Because on Monday, we are not talking water, we are talking women for that matter. I'm sure you reckon that there are not many women leaders. First of all, not many women in the water sector. So I want to take two-step question here. One, why do you think we are so less in number in terms of professionals? And because leadership again is a pyramidal, even if we are that little mass, uh, being woman leader at the top, I mean, in an organization, in a community, it is still harder for a woman to reach that top. And I'm sure you will also agree with me that it is not only in water sector. We are discussing water sector. It is something which is also studied heavily as a scholarship. It is available. It's in majority sector in India. What's your take on this? What is the reason? The most common reason, the word patriarchy itself is not enough. We need to really dwell into it and find out why are not many women in water, and why don't women make it to the top even in the water sector? What's your take?
Yeah. So, this is my personal take. One, I suppose till now, water
Hmm.
is studied in more technical way.
Hmm.
Engineers, hydrologists. So if you look at these journals, if you say I
Hmm.
work on water, it is
Hmm.
something to do with engineering.
Hmm.
And I don't know why it is so. Traditionally, this engineering thing has
Hmm.
been a men's domain.
Hmm.
And uh, women are not so much in that sector for whatever
Hmm.
reason. This is one thing. And then they are the ones who go on the top.
Hmm.
And there is this, always there has been this social science bias. That is also one thing. First
Hmm.
time when I came here and I started working in Germany, I really felt that interdisciplinary thing here,
Hmm.
that there is no difference. Okay, you are science, you are social science. It is mandatory for projects to have interdisciplinary component. Science
Hmm.
projects cannot be funded without social scientists. Social scientist projects cannot be funded without scientists. So
Hmm.
those are these inbuilt mandatory thing,
Hmm.
which I think makes a world of difference. So if you
Hmm.
have those kind of inbuilt mechanisms, you will have PIs who are women.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
Yes.
understand? So
Yes,
because
I
those
get
are
you now.
mandatory. And then
Hmm.
EDI is another thing.
Hmm.
Equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Yes, inclusivity. Hmm.
It is a mandatory thing in the
Hmm.
project where you have to write that how many
Hmm.
early career researchers you are training,
Hmm.
whether your co-PIs are men or women.
Hmm.
So not only their gender, the age also.
Hmm.
At
Hmm.
what
So
age? So
intergenerational. Hmm.
yes, so those things are very consciously chosen for
Hmm.
success of the project.
Hmm.
Because you have to justify that why you have taken all men above 50.
Hmm.
Why
Yeah.
this thing is not training a young girl or a young boy.
Hmm.
And why there is only a group of hydrologists, because all of them have same skill.
Hmm.
So we need economists, sociologists, political scientists, hydrologists. So, so
Hmm.
there is
Yes.
this intermix of things. So then everybody can come together
Hmm.
and do this. So then you next question, you said that why there is this less women leader on the top. Again, I think there is no conscious effort to put women on the top.
Hmm.
Again, this is my opinion that
Hmm.
if there is a choice of selection, then sometimes the bosses will think, oh, the women will have some other work. Maybe she will go on maternity leave, or maybe she will have to take care of elderly parents.
Hmm.
That's her business at home. How
Hmm.
she will manage, it's her business or her family, and what she will do. So I think there is this preconceived biases in the hiring managers that
Hmm.
keeps women away from achieving these managerial positions. Because you
Hmm.
see, already the top managers are men.
And then they have to decide.
Exactly. So I think once the gender balance will be that side, it's
Uh,
just that kink that has to go,
hmm,
and then
hmm,
it can be okay. The
hmm,
other thing I really, really strongly feel is that sisterhood.
hmm,
That if you are a senior manager and you are a
hmm,
woman, I mean, I would do that
hmm,
definitely. I'm not a senior manager yet, but
hmm,
I always would like to encourage, I would say, equally competent young
hmm,
women call if I
hmm,
have.
hmm,
Because you also have to, it's not about equality, it's about equity also.
hmm,
That gets missing in that
hmm,
hiring thing. And maybe there is this cutthroat competition that you have to be. I mean, if a woman is very ambitious, then she is, she's not good enough with her home.
That's
That's,
also prejudice, huh? Hmm,
yeah, those kind of prejudice. And if she's soft, then she's not capable of the market. Then
hmm,
what will she be?
hmm. So the
Even
very idea of leadership is also very masculine in that
exactly, the
way.
idea of leadership is very masculine. But I think if somebody is soft and is able to get work done and build up capacity, why not?
By now, we'll come to that question also. But help me understand in the first first question, I get that it is important to first have the mass in a balanced form, basically having more women. And I'm using the word lower of the pyramid because the next question was about leadership. So it is important to first ensure that there are more women, first of all, or more intergeneration as well. Youth is completely missing out of most of the activities on climate change and water. And so once we have that, then there is an issue of leadership. And of course, leadership is pyramidal, but leadership is also gender neutral. But you raised a very interesting point that first of all there are men who are sitting there, then we have to really, we are in transition probably in many organizations. But just help me understand, because you have worked in different countries, how, what do you see the difference in terms of leadership, let's say in Germany and in India, if we have to took I mean, I'm one of my favorite, herself is Angela Merkel, but still, I mean, if we go to the even smaller units of community clusters or research groups and all, how is it, what difference do you see in between India and Germany in terms of women leadership?
um I think here society per se is much equal.
Hmm,
I would believe that.
hmm,
So you are not, the hiring manager absolutely not will not have that bias that the woman is burdened with elderly care and child care.
hmm. So let's not give her more work.
Yeah, so that prejudice absolutely is not there because it's not there.
Hmm.
It's not there. And I
Ah,
have been in Miranda House, which is a women's college with, I
hmm.
have like
Yes.
300 colleagues who are women.
Hmm.
They are burdened.
Yes.
It's true.
That is
I mean,
why we are also doing this research. If there was
it's
no
true.
problem, we would
I mean,
not have
there
been doing.
exactly, Mansi. There are few exceptions, like me.
Hmm.
I mean, I have no qualms in accepting that. I
Hmm.
have got amazing
We are
support.
privileged. We are
We are
privileged. I have no
much,
doubts on
much,
that.
much privileged.
Yes.
So, like, very few, because I have
Hmm.
so many students who are now my colleagues. They are
Hmm.
struggling with
Hmm.
like home and office,
Hmm.
and they are probably putting in 3 jobs.
That
And
is
it
why I
is
use
true.
this word. Personal life, then passion, then profession. Many a times, women are even leaving their passion behind. It's just few of us who are really damn lucky to have our passion and profession put together. At least one aspect of life is sorted out, that we don't have to feel we are missing out something in life. But so important is this question for us, and that is also the reason why we are doing this conversation and this research, which we wish to convert into a small, profitable book to bring role models as women leaders. Because the thing is, when we grew up, you and I, we our own idea of leader itself was a man as the boss or the leader or the head or the making this person who is going to make the decision. So even we had to taken some time to unlearn and relearn the fact that no, it's not about the gender, it's about certain, you know, attributes or certain traits of a leadership that are important, whichever gender that person is, whatever age that person is of. So just want to understand from you your idea of a leader, and what do you think, what kind of inherent characteristic a leader must have,
I think,
keeping aside the gender side?
yeah, no, I think we get confused between leader and boss. So we
That is
think
first
boss is leader.
important thing. Yes, yes,
Boss is not leader.
definitely. Mm.
So
A boss may not be leader, but definitely
yeah,
not.
so
But we
most
are
of the
talking about
time,
leader.
exactly,
Yes.
the boss is somebody else's employee. Okay.
Hmm.
So the boss gets stressed up by his boss and gives stress to the employee. So it's like a level of stress. So whoever
Yes.
is in the bottom gets the maximum pressure.
More. Yes.
So then boss is not the leader. First, this is
Hmm.
my first
Hmm.
thing
Yes.
to say.
Head of the
So,
organizations, we call it, or but inherent leader, we want to know more. What kind
I
of
think the
characteristics?
inherent leader has to have compassion,
Mm-hmm.
and the compassion can get work done,
Hmm.
and then steer his colleagues in the
Hmm.
right direction. And
Hmm.
after coming to Germany, I really value one thing, which probably maybe I was unlucky. The communication gap is not here.
Hmm. Hmm.
And this is very typical of Germans. Probably they are
Hmm.
absolutely honest on your face.
Hmm.
It helps
I
me as a
experienced it
person.
in Netherlands as well. Yes, I know what you
I'm a
mean.
person who do not understand. I cannot discern
Hmm. Hmm.
that what the person is saying, what the person
Hmm.
wants is two
Hmm.
different things.
Hmm.
Sometimes, I mean, that is a
Hmm.
very good thing in leadership, I would say.
Hmm. Hmm.
Clear expectation, clear
Hmm.
boundary,
Hmm.
respect, follow your boundary, follow
Hmm.
your deadlines,
Hmm.
and yeah.
Hmm.
So here they will tell you if something they don't like, they will say that no, this is not happening.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And straight on your
Hmm.
face.
It's more
And
transparent, more
yeah, and
communicating.
then
Very
also
nice
will
word.
tell you
Hmm.
how to do it. This is also
Hmm.
one thing which I really
Hmm.
want from a leader, and I wish I can do when I am leading something.
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
not that you tell that, okay, this is not okay, this is not okay, this is not okay. But then what?
What's the alternative? What do you have
Then,
in mind?
yeah, then how to improve it? You have to give suggestion
Hmm.
also. How
Hmm.
then the work will never get done.
Hmm.
So as a leader, you also have to tell, and then only your colleague will have trust on you that you know your thing. Many times the leaders themselves don't know what
Hmm.
is to be done, and they're super
Hmm.
confused. So
Hmm.
I think these things have to be clear
Hmm.
for a leader to get the thing done.
Hmm. So leading from the front or leading from the back for you? What works more for you?
I would do it depending on whom I am leading.
Okay, fair
Need
enough.
based. You know, like
Yes,
some
need
people
based
require some, I know I have students. So
and
some people
situation based.
really
Yes.
require that I lead. I tell
Hmm.
them. Some
Hmm.
people are very independent and driven.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
want to do. So I tell
Hmm.
them, please don't wait for me. You go
Hmm.
ahead. If you
Hmm.
have a problem, I'm always there.
Yes, that's very important line for a leadership thing. Huh?
Yeah.
There are certain things which are inherent in a person as an individual's attitude, but there are certain things that one can nurture, and leadership is one thing where many skills can be nurtured into people, you know. And here, because we are hoping and not aiming also, because it's not part of my project, but hoping to have more future women leaders in the water sector, And by the way, I must also share with you at this moment that I'm also doing a similar conversation and research on women in built environment, where I'm reaching out to women architects. And little different questions, but the idea is to really understand what kind of skill sets do you think as women we can nurture, or they can get trained, or we can do it. That is around next round questions that can help them to learn leadership skills. What do you think?
Uh,
What kind of skills are required in that sense? Because certain things you are compassionate. You cannot teach compassion. You know, you are or you are not. It's simply put. But I'm sure there are certain other skills that are required to be a good leader. What do you think?
Now there are so many leadership trainings
Hmm.
happening.
Hmm.
I'm sure those trainings are giving some concrete training, which is
Hmm.
beyond being compassion.
Hmm.
Fake till you make it, probably.
Hmm.
I would not say compassion. If you don't have compassion, fine. At
Hmm.
least you could have that boundary.
Hmm.
I, I mean, that has to be there.
Hmm.
I don't know if
Hmm.
it is a part of leadership training.
Hmm.
Then clear instruction.
Hmm.
Many times you are not able to say what you want,
Hmm. So
and
communication
things,
skills, yes,
communication
absolutely
skills when
required.
things are not getting done. Then
Hmm.
telling things clearly,
Hmm.
politely.
Hmm.
Yeah, because, well, these are people with intelligence, not artificial intelligence that you say.
Hmm. Yes, now that's another round of discussion altogether. That
Yeah,
we
so
have to look for artificial intelligent leaders. Well, that's another
exactly.
discussion. But hmm.
So I think managing people is the
Hmm.
most difficult task.
Hmm. I mean, I recall from Alinor Ostrom, the work, when I mean, we had a lot of discussions there as well when she was talking about. So managing the resource can be still done as long as you can achieve the situation of managing the people who are going to manage the resource. So more
Exactly.
transaction cost and time is required in getting people together to to solve a problem or the problem. So yes, that skill is required, huh? You should be able to gather people and convince them. I
Exactly.
mean, how do you
That's,
learn it? That's a different question altogether. But you did mention some people who inspired, and you started with Tushar Shah, Aditi Mukherjee. I would like to know a little bit more about the people who have influenced your work. I see Aditi is here, but I mean, still many more people who have maybe have influenced not only the work which you do, but also the way a person needs to conduct life, so because this is more of a discussion on life. uh, Anyone, any more people? And it doesn't have to be
yeah,
from the water
actually,
sector, for that matter. It doesn't have to be from the water sector.
first of all, I would talk about my supervisor, Professor Sucharita Sen, who was my
Yes,
co-supervisor because my
many
professor.
of us are inspired by her work, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So I was a student of Professor Qureshi. Later
Mm-hmm.
on, due to some reason, his extension was cancelled. So I was given away to Professor Sen. So I had
Mm,
two supervisors.
mm,
So supervisor and co-supervisor, both of them have really formed the early years of my career.
mm,
And I mean, I'm extremely grateful to be their student for one reason. At the same
mm,
time, when I was doing PhD, I remember there was this huge notion that young PhDs cannot write papers on their own. Their papers will
mm,
never get published. They will also always have to have a big name attached to their
mm,
work. But both my supervisors, they were never, I mean, I think that was also because of their academic greatness. They were never like, oh, till I give you permission, you could publish. They would always encourage
mm,
and revise my draft and say that, yes, it's your work, go ahead, don't wait for us,
mm,
those
mm,
kind of thing. And that gave a lot of confidence, which
mm,
later on, when I look back and still today, I see
mm.
PhD scholars, they're like, no, we can't do anything on our own because our supervisors will have to be with us, otherwise we cannot.
By the
So
way, I faced this in Friday Water Thesis Club. Huh? Many youth They say that we cannot present because we need to take permission from our supervisors to present. I'm like,
Yes,
what?
that's what I'm saying. I'm very blessed to have such supervisors. I'm really blessed.
Yes.
I want to put this on record. And they
Hmm.
were never ever pulling me back. And they were like, go and just do whatever you want to do. And they
Hmm.
would, Professor Qureshi used to say that this is your baby. So you
Hmm.
have given, you have suppose kept a nanny or
Hmm.
given your baby out, sent your baby out for a tuition, but still it's your
Hmm.
baby. So
Hmm.
you know the best what you need to
Hmm.
do with it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
do it. And if you
Hmm.
need help, we are there. So
Okay,
it was
wonderful.
very, very clear. And then I was also very fortunate to get connected with Aditi Di, of course. And I knew her online first, and then I knew her in person. And in that way, Sucharita ma'am
Hmm.
connected me to her. She was my senior from JNU. Then I worked with her. So when I worked with her, I also tell her that I get very inspired by her because she manages everything,
Uh-huh.
like
We did
office and
question
home.
her on the superwoman syndrome, by the way. So,
No, so I think she also does all the things that she loves doing. Like I
hmm.
said, Aditi Di missed the first half. She was messaging, I saw.
Huh.
So and then I met successively lot of
Hmm.
other women, like
I'm sure.
my
Hmm.
my colleagues, like my
Hmm.
contemporaries, Shilpi
Hmm.
Srivastava, for
Hmm.
example, Noirita. I gave you name. Chinmoy is
Yes.
here. Tanushri.
Hmm.
They are my 1 year or 2 years junior from JNU.
Hmm. Hmm.
So all of them, they also inspire me. Not only
Hmm.
the senior people, but
Yes,
also
indeed.
the
Yes.
young juniors, and my
Hmm.
students are now my colleagues.
Yeah.
So
They're
I
best teachers.
see them doing much more than I did when I
Hmm.
was their age. So it's
Hmm.
absolutely inspiring.
Yeah.
Then in my family also, like for example, my sister-in-law, I used to be her local guardian because she was studying
Hmm.
in Miranda House. Now she's a scientist in NASA. How she
Hmm.
manages her things, and my own sisters, both of them are lawyers. So there are a lot of examples in my
Hmm.
family also. So
Hmm.
that is also a blessing because then you are not a unique person.
Hmm. It's
Uh,
naturalized. It is
it's
naturalized in the
naturalized.
family,
So
that okay, a woman can go out, will do this, and
exactly,
will be
exactly.
successful. Yeah.
And
That.
if I remember correctly, in my extended family and in my family, we have all working women.
Hmm.
So they
It's
have
also cultural, I suppose. I mean, you come from
probably
Bengali
it's
background. I mean, I can
cultural.
relate that. Many
Yes.
people don't know that I also come from Bengali background, but then that is also something I realized after having lived in 4 states in India, that it is cultural as well, to some extent, if not fully.
Yeah,
That
then
there is
it
more
helps even
acceptance.
like
Hmm.
exactly, for example, in fact, in my husband's family, except my mother-in-law, all her sisters have been working.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like our
That helps.
mother-in-laws have been working. So
Hmm.
when they have a working daughter-in-law, their kind of uh, expectations are
Different.
adjusted, I would say. They
Hmm.
know that, okay, this is how it is going to be. So
Yes.
we do not have to sail, walk against the wave probably. So
Yeah.
that way
Wonderful.
it
Yeah.
was easy.
So you did mention something about sisterhood when you were mentioning about leadership, and that brings me to the next round of questions, where I would like to know from you the role of platforms, networks, associations, because it's also a good time I introduce you to the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce Water Resource Council, where I am already inviting you to be part of it as our international, advisory or council member. I wish to understand from you how, for women professionals, these networks, associations, or professional communities really help to establish themselves. How has it been in your case? How were they helpful, or what kind of associations you are part of? Or do you think they play a role or no role? What's your take on this?
I think these platforms play a great role
Hmm.
in information sharing, in co-learning, in collaboration. and in a way just keeping you on your feet. In academics,
Yeah.
for example, lot of things we do, they are because of passion.
Hmm.
Like you are not
Altruism, too
forced.
much altruism.
Yeah, like you are not forced to write 10
Huh.
papers.
Hmm.
But suppose you are passionate and you
Hmm.
have right collaborators,
Hmm.
colleagues who
Hmm.
are working, you are working together with them.
Hmm.
So I feel it's a bundle of positive energy.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like
Very well
snowball
put.
sampling to
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
So you
Absolutely.
meet
And
a
that's how we
person.
gathered, by the way. We have more than
Yeah,
100
it's
women now in Water Resource Council.
exactly. So
Hmm.
every time I meet someone, I know something more. I get more
Hmm.
information. I'm more inspired. And if we are
Hmm.
able to work together, it's
Hmm.
like an amazing ball of energy. Like, for example, in
Hmm.
fact, when I came in your first book session,
Hmm.
then I got invited in that WhatsApp group. I think
Hmm.
that's like a mini sea of water resource
Yes,
people
it's
all
a
over.
family. Yes,
It's a
I think
family,
so. It's
and
a very powerful family.
it's a very sometimes we have these mandatory conditions to have collaborators in research projects.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I know I have to call Mansi. That
Yeah,
Mansi, can you
it's
please
kind of
tell me?
becoming encyclopedia, or I will say just dial
Exactly.
water, just dial for water kind of thing
Exactly.
now. But
Yeah.
all the bios will be out there to all of you very soon. We are
I
trying to
think
get a publisher.
that's very good. And I am a very introvert person, so I would go to a conference and I would not meet anyone or maybe talk to only that person I already knew.
Huh.
So I had to make a forced choice.
Hmm.
I mean, I would think that, okay, in this one conference, I should at least have two people I meet and I continue to interact with them.
Hmm.
So, like,
So we
it's
are
like a,
from there. We are together from the
yeah,
Gandhinagar meeting.
exactly. See, for example, in that, I have in that solar consultation, that workshop we had. So, I did make some very good connections.
Hmm.
So, so these platforms are amazing provided we are able to make
Yes.
use of them.
Yes. Absolutely. Any council is good when we contribute to it, and also council gives you back or association gives you
Exactly.
back. So what do you think when Water Resource Council is a very much in a nascent stage, and we have now already gathered more than 100 women, powerhouse women, huh, like you people, but you are still not part of it, but just to give you a flavor of it, and also very young enthusiastic girls who are part of the council. What do you think as a council? And I'm sure you can say from the partner, the council member perspective, that there must be some expectation to be part of the council, and it's a give and take, and it's no financial engagement on either side. But what do you think? What kind of activities council should run so that the women leadership aspect can be, nurtured further, and women who are part of the council member and also outside, because in the past we have also got recommendations from our speakers that we should go out and talk about what it is to be in the water sector, why it is okay, and in order to naturalize the presence of women in the water sector. But what, in your opinion, a very young newly born council should really take up, first to bring the first to make a presence and also to make a mass of women professionals in the country? I don't recall that there has been any such professional body of women only doing water as a council, because when we got inspired, actually it's work of government ministry of Jal Shakti and CV and UNDP, when they came up with a compendium of women, but they focused on rural women and their endeavors, where we have seen a lot of Jal Shakti Mahilaएं, so to be honest, and there has been rarely any study on women professionals. And CV has acknowledged our contribution and work as an effort which is ongoing. What do you think this young council should take up more, so that the presence is felt and also we can start doing some leadership activities? What kind of things we should take up as a council? I mean, I'm asking this question because I'm right now leading the council as a national president. So it's also something which we
Yeah,
would like to
I
carry out. We
I
do
am
conduct
thinking.
some activities, but still.
I'm thinking it's a very difficult question. And at the drop of a hat, I cannot
Hmm.
think and give you
Hmm.
good ideas. But if I get something, I will really
You will
type.
let me know. Yes,
But
sure.
the thing that you are doing now
Hmm.
is amazing. Like
Hmm.
it's like becoming like coffee with Karan, I feel.
Yes, of water. No, water
Coffee with
water with
Mansi.
Anindita. Coffee has
Water with
more water.
Mansi.
Yes.
So I think this is
That's a
super
good name.
inspiring.
Hmm.
And the thing that you are doing, and now, right now there are a lot of handles where we can
Hmm.
advertise that this has
Yes.
happened. And then there is this talk.
Hmm.
Uh, you should have go for blogs. They can be
Hmm.
absolutely powerful blogs. People
Okay.
could write blogs on their lives,
Hmm. Hmm.
like the
Okay,
interview
that's
that you
interesting.
had with
Hmm.
me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because, like, for example, from outside, you thought that we are superwoman. We are not superwomen. Anybody can be like us.
Hmm. Yes, that
Yes.
is the whole idea, to create role models that we can be.
Exactly. Like,
Hmm.
like I gave you very small examples. I
Hmm.
think that those are big deal. For example,
Hmm.
my supervisors telling me, "Oh, Anindita, please publish." I
Hmm.
am very busy. I am going for some, I mean, I have some personal thing, or I'm busy with some other work and I'm not able to write with you. Go
Hmm.
ahead.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, those kind of things. And
Hmm.
now also I work with Aditi, and she's like, okay, you come up with something.
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, which I feel very inspiring. And it's just that we have been blessed to have such
Hmm.
supervisors.
Hmm.
Families
Mentorship is
sometimes,
important. Hmm.
families sometimes are like, it's okay
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
she's working, fine.
Hmm.
So those kind of things are there.
Hmm.
I acknowledge that
Hmm.
those are things which may make us look like superhuman beings, but actually
Hmm.
those are privileges.
I'm
And
sure. I'm sure.
yeah, so we should have those blocks, so inspiring things.
Hmm.
And now how we can help someone who is young and
Yes.
aspiring. And
That's the idea, sisterhood, you also mentioned. I think we are
yes,
also taking it very seriously. There are a
I
lot of
think
people who are collaborating, and yeah.
that's really, really, really good. And of course, if there is a already built-in mechanism where you
Hmm.
have to take young professionals,
That's very
you have
important,
to
which you
take
mentioned in the beginning, huh?
women.
Policy setup. Yes.
Yeah, so if that is there, then there is no escape.
Hmm.
Because sometimes it seems that, oh, competent women were not available. That's not true,
Hmm.
probably.
We have done some writing emails, and telling some committees, some manual sessions and all. So we write to them, if you need women water professionals, do reach out to us.
Exactly. That another thing about
If
Manel,
you
I was
don't know.
coming to it.
Huh.
Sometimes this is again very specifically in India, I suppose, in the
Hmm.
LinkedIn. Many times I will see, there was recently some women leadership some program.
Hmm.
There was a
All men were
poster.
sitting, I
There
know.
was no women in that
No,
poster.
woman was there carrying the tray and also comparing the session. I have that picture.
Yeah, and then I was like shocked. What is this? And my colleague and my junior, she had put up on Facebook because
Hmm.
she was
We do
attending that.
that. Huh.
And I had commented
Huh.
that where are the women in the poster? What are you guys doing?
So again, re-strengthening the idea of leadership as masculine. Probably this is something I mean, the first thing I put as a word of caution is that when we talk about leadership, make sure that we are not talking about some masculine characteristics. We are talking about leadership, which is gender neutral.
Yeah, that's
Which
what I
we,
said, boss and
uh,
leader. Everybody
hmm.
wants to become boss. Nobody.
Uh, I mean, that there's thin line, people are unable to really, I mean, of course, not thin line, thick line between boss and leader. Sorry, that needs to be
Yeah, so
understood.
your blogs, these sessions, maybe short
Hmm.
videos.
Yes, we are
Uh,
trying to make short videos out of it, and there are researchers who are writing these conversations to convert it into small chapters, each one of you with 2 pages, not more. Let's hope that we will be able to bring it together.
And that
With
directory, Mansi, really, I want to access that. That is
you
going to
want to
be the
access the
most,
directory. Yes.
valuable resource where you could
Hmm.
have the names and the expertise.
Hmm. We are
Uh,
trying to make a biography book because we don't want to tamper with what people have given to us. And instead of interpreting the biographies of people, we are trying to pull together all the 600 plus people's biography and pack it together as a document. And we are hoping to do it as soon as possible. Hopefully, before the Waterfest, every Waterfest, we try to compile it together and share, but hopefully this time we find a publisher and get it done officially as well. So we will do that. But this is a good time because I am only left with last question, but also it's a good time to open the floor for people because it's a good idea if some people have any comments or questions for Anindita, they may please, you may please unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and do the last round of question. And it's very simple question, last one.
Well, no, I just wanted to come in and just kind of
I,
congratulate Anindita on hi on
yeah.
simply like I've been working with her now for years, and I am just
mm-hmm,
completely blown away and inspired by her discipline and
mm-hmm.
her how do I say, her organized way of doing work. And
Mm,
like she says she'll do something, she does it, and she always like exceeds
mm.
expectations. So I am like constantly inspired by what she does, and it's just such a pleasure working with her. I actually just
Great.
now saw her post on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, okay, still time, let me join.
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad.
Thank you. We did talk about you briefly. So thanks
Yeah,
a lot. And you also went through this conversation few weeks ago. So you know what's
yeah,
going on here.
exactly.
So good to join.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is
so
there any
please go
question
ahead.
from any other participant? We will take it. Usually these sessions have been actually one to one. So we are usually having two people talking to each other. But I'm very happy to take any questions if there are from other people. Otherwise, I can go ahead and do the last round of question. Please raise your digital hand or unmute simply and ask your question. Okay, if you are taking time, I will go ahead and ask the last question. And if you still have some comments or questions, you may please ask. So that brings us to the last question from my end. And this question is in two parts. One, what is your message to the younger generation that what is there in the water sector, why they should join water sector? Younger generation, no gender discrimination. Okay, because we need more people to work in the water area. That's the main reason. And the second part of it is actually the engendering part. What simple behavioral change we need to bring upon all gender again, so that we are actually slowly moving towards engendering the sector and naturalizing the presence of women in the water sector. Simple everyday behavioral change at work or at home
Yeah.
or wherever. Over to you.
So the message to the young generation in water is, I mean, water really fascinates me for one simple reason is that it's you cannot replace water with anything else.
Hmm.
Like we replace fossil fuels with
Hmm.
non-renewables with renewables, but what will you replace water with? Still now, we don't know. So
No.
water is very important.
Hmm.
Then the water also cuts across all sectors. You need
Yes.
water to generate energy, generate food, to live.
Hmm.
Even for entertainment, we need water.
Yes.
Like, you have a clean water body in your city, it gives you blue health. There's so
Hmm.
much work on that. So
Hmm.
water has so much scope,
Hmm.
so much. And young people are their imagination, to my mind, cannot be imagined. So
Hmm.
every day new things are coming,
Hmm.
and future depends on how we reimagine and imagine the future.
Hmm. Hmm.
So how simple tasks, simple technology, simple things can make life better can only come
Hmm.
with imagination. I think the young people are best at it. And that's
Hmm.
why the young generation is sky is the limit to
Hmm.
work on water. It can
Hmm.
be anything from, science, social science, theology, religion, whatever you want to do,
Yes.
there is something on water.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and it should be something to make life better
Indeed.
and just. That is my message for the younger generation. And behavioral change, I think, I would like to accept this. When we were growing up, there was this cultural upbringing that we were not trained or told to question that, okay. But as I see the younger generation, I see my son, the way he's trained in school, he is very easily able to question, not rudely, but very politely and firmly. He's able to put his point and also question. I think young generation need that behavior. That if you think something is not okay, please stand up and raise your voice. That can be for anything. And
That being one of them.
yeah, and stand up for yourself and for others. And men for men, men for women, women for women, women for men. I feel that sometimes and many times, and probably most of the time, is missing. And that's why we continue to be at the same place and not change for the better. That can be one behavioral thing one can really, really think of.
Wonderful. Yeah. Nice. So that brings an end to our conversation, but it also opens an opportunity for you to ask me if you have any questions related to this study or related to me or anything that you wish to, of course, within the scope of Women for Water. You may ask it, or of course, if you like to, you can ask me later on as well.
Yeah, I will ask you later, Mansi.
Okay.
I'm very, very interested in this. And also probably because I taught in a women's college, we have been doing a lot of very women-centric work, and where we have been training and encouraging young girls to come up and do things for their life which they want to do. And I think your platform is an amazing platform to be connected to. And please let me know how I can get
Sure.
involved, and I would
Sure.
like to know and contribute
Sure.
more.
Just to share with you that I am already sharing some findings, initial findings in different platforms. And also there is engendering water workshop, which is quite successful, which I'm running. Apart from, of course, some leadership workshops or training programs, just that you know here. So we are anyway connected very quickly and easily, and we have been having easy access since we have touched each other uh, physically also through the conference, but also digitally through these sessions and meetings. Thank you so much, Anindita, for this wonderful conversation. Before I let you go, I also want to make sure to make this disclaimer very clear that we, by doing these conversations, by no means we are actually looking at all women in the water sector and no men. And also we all want to make sure that we don't really guarantee that bringing all women in the water sector will actually solve all the water problems. It's not like that. It is just to have the voice of the woman out there to ensure that the population is well represented in decisions and actions on water management. Thanks a lot for this enlightening interaction. I really felt the conversation was flowing like water and thus enjoyed it a lot. I do hope you felt the same and enjoyed this conversation. May you remain an inspiration to others, Anindita, and we are so grateful to have learned about your water endeavors. At Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water, we shall continue with with more women stories. I call them stories, interestingly, and learn about their life journey. Do follow us at our social media platforms and all other activities that we have been doing through Wiki Water Resource Council. Great. Thank you so much, Anindita. Please take care. And thanks all the participants. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.